Hello, everyone born on the Aries Taurus cusp. How are y'all doing out there? I hope you're all well, and I want to thank you for clicking in and joining me for this cusp reading. Sorry they're a little late. These cusp readings are going to be from now until the end of the calendar year. And thanks again for all your support, for viewing, sharing, and subscribing. It means so much to me as I do what I can to give back to the community and to you guys, all right? Especially the cuspers. You guys are always like sometimes overlooked by a lot of the readers on YouTube doing the general readings, so I do dedicate some time for you guys in this. All right, the left side of the video is going to be the energy that is coming in from Aries. The right side is going to be that which is coming in from Taurus. We're going to, pull a few signifiers, a little bit of tarot, and then some Lenormands for clarifiers to try and bring it all together. My intention for the reading, as always, is to promote spiritual growth, healing, to reveal any hidden messages, and to reveal any stuck energies so that we can clear them up. Okay, I think these cards are ready to go. We're going to pull a couple signifiers for you here to see what we have going on for you and in your environment. Okay, so from the Aries side, we have pulled, wow, we've got an Ace of Earth coming up here. And this is pretty nice. This is card in all of tarot. This would be equivalent to your Ace of Pentacles. This would be the inspiration, the beginning of something new, a new endeavor for some of you, and a new way of thinking, a new way of embracing what it is that you can do to move forward once again. I have a feeling that you guys are coming from a good place of progressive stability. And what I mean by that is it's like forward moving energy that is unshakable. Now, this energy here is saying that there is an opportunity to promote the growth of something new. For some of you, it's a business, it could be a relationship. It was whatever that you have made room for is now able to take root and come into you and your environment at this time. But it requires nurture. It requires your attention and your understanding. It's like you guys have placed some good intentions as of recently, and now it's like whatever this intention that you have set is now requiring your attention or your management or your care, your nurture, so to speak, okay? Now, it's funny because we talk about nurture, but we see a lot of nature in this card, right? We see this being here that is like, could be very fierce, very ferocious, almost borderline like a scary image, right? To a child, it would be, right? But at the same time, what we see here is that sometimes the things that appear overwhelmingly or a little bit intimidating are actually in our environment to help us become more nurturing, more protective, more grounded. And this Ace of Earth is saying that you being able to come into that energy and embrace it is going to allow you certain life management abilities to create this new project, to create this new thing. Or as the cliche word of the millennia goes, to manifest these things, right? Now, when we see this card, it's like you can keep it in your attention. You don't have to become like obsessed or overwhelmed by it, but it's something almost like I feel like you're returning to it every day. You're needing to give it your attention at least once, maybe twice a day, to make sure that it is still there, whatever it is that is remaining fresh and that is remaining healthy. So for some of you, could be the intention that you've placed on your own body, on your own person. For others of you, could be like a new environment that you've recently moved into, that you are now like making it your own, so to speak, or putting your personal stamp on things, so to speak, okay? And the growth of that. All right. We've got another Earth card coming up in from the Taurus sign. So we've got heavy Earth energy, heavy Taurus influence from you guys. It's not that Aries isn't there, but look, we see that beautiful balance that's there. But the Taurus side of you, you may find that your practicality, your forward progression is sort of like dominating what's going on in the subconscious and in the higher self at this time. All right. It's this stability that we speak of. Now, again, we look at a situation where something could come across as being like not like sort of very appealing. It's almost like could be intimidating or a little bit scary at first. But what it's presenting with you is a hardcore look at the truth, a hardcore look at the understanding, which you might have been neglecting, or you might have been unwilling to look at it, maybe because it was too painful, or maybe it's because it was like, if when you did submit to that, it didn't make you feel so good. But for this Five of Earth is saying that there is certain truth behind it. There is certain revelation or cause for this in your environment at this time. And Taurus wants you to even slow down and take a look at it. I don't get a sense that you're pushing anything away at this time, but you may have been closed off to dealing with some residual feelings. They could be feelings of like pain or remorse or something like that, where you're coming through this energy now, and the feeling is that once you stand up and you call it out for what it is, don't be afraid to face it. Don't be afraid to save face in a situation that might be calling for it. And don't be afraid to be bold and courageous at this time. I feel that something for a lot of you is coming along to test, though it could be like inner levels of courage or even like practical levels of courage where you're needing to overcome. You're needing to kind of gather up all of your strength, all of your energy. Excuse me, guys. I've been working outside in the cold weather. Now, we're going to leave it at that. And you'll be able to apply it to your situation for what it's worth, because everybody's got these certain, they're not, skeletons in the closet or issues that we haven't really brought to surface because they are tough to deal with, or they are tough to like bring about the physical or the emotional release, so that you can move forward, so that it can be a little bit more nurturing, okay? It's almost like Source saying, well, the hand that is dealt needs to be dealt with. You need to go through those feelings. You need to process the thoughts that are associated with those feelings so that you can come into more of a practical sense of what is going on and where you need to go from this point and forward, all right? And it's combined. It is a part of being able to nurture the new thing, because you want to, I feel, avoid cyclical patterns at this time where it's like, we make the mistakes and we forgive ourselves and others for them, but we do so in that knowledge that I'm not going to allow this in again. I'm not going to make this mistake again. And for some of you, the toughest part is actually rooting in that part of the learning process through that mistake. The forgiveness part of it for yourself, I don't feel was that much of a problem. But sometimes we have to look back on this situation and say, that's occurring again, and that's exactly what I don't want. So you know what? I'm going to turn my attention back to this new thing or this previous healing that I've gone through so that I can nurture myself and be courageous enough to go a new way and not to make that same mistake. Because a lot of these things appear, it's like, oh, we're being directed into a place of comfort and safety. And then it's like, oh my goodness, you feel like the cycle beginning all over again. And that's exactly what you don't want, right? It's like the whatever pattern that we're breaking free from has to be a clear, clean, concise, and solid break from it. And it's scary at first. But then once you get through those initial steps, you'll realize the truth behind it is very much on your side, and it's very much going to be liberating for you, and you'll be able to take that deep breath of relief that you didn't make that same mistake, okay? All right, and from the Taurus side, we've got Six of Swords that has come up here. And this is a good card to see here. I just want to clarify, we're not doing any reversals on the cusp readings. We're just going to allow the tarot to tell the story for you guys. Being born on a cusp is complicated enough as it is, so we're going to keep the cards a little bit more simple for these readings. We've got this Six of Swords paired up with this Ace of Earth card here. Now, the Six of Swords is a positive mental construct based upon a new idea. The new idea, the new inception is that which is your driving force, okay? It is like the power behind this oar that the lady is using. She knows that she's got to go through some things to get to a place. She's got to take what little she has to make sure that she's moving forward into a place where it's a little bit more calm, a little bit more serene, okay? Now, with the Six of Swords, this is progressive energy as well. There is movement in this card, and there is this hint that the mental construct is going through a balance of reflective time plus pushing forward into the future. And that is counterintuitive in itself, right? The Six of Swords is probably the most counterintuitive pip card in the entire tarot, because it's like you're dealing with your issues. You're putting aside the old mental constructs that have the potential to sink your boat or to hold you back, right? And you're doing so and managing those in a slow, progressive process. But at the same time, you're trying to get your position or your place into more still waters, more calm environment. Okay, and it's like that is a struggle in itself. But the balance that is to be achieved here is, I'm going to use the expression, keep your eyes on the prize. Allow the positive mental constructs to be the salvation, to be the saving grace of you having to deal with these past issues. It's like, if you have to have harsh words with somebody, or if you have to lay all your cards out on the table, do so and without like half stepping it, because you have the knowledge of what is around the corner is to be much better. There's no point in leaving an elephant in the room when you know that once it's cleared, that you have the ability to now move forward safely and freely. Okay, and it's happening, I feel, in the mind, a lot of this stuff for you, all right? We even see it here now, where it's like the expression of emotion is no problem. The practical side is no problem, but the mental patterns are the blockage in this particular instance for you at this time. The Hermit has arrived here in the center, which is not too bad to see here. Many of you will kind of be slowing down, embracing that Taurus side, where it's like, you know what, if it doesn't happen today, that's all right. And it is good advice from the Hermit to really slow down, to really do some future visioning. And that's what comes back to this eyes on the prize type thing. Sometimes we really need to slow down and ask ourselves, what it is do we really want in the long haul, and what is going on today. It doesn't have to be too overwhelming. We can literally close the door on it. We can literally boot it out for our hours of rest and when we're in our sacred space, and allow this Hermit energy to really fill the room with a place of sanctities for releasing thoughts. If you have to go and scream in the mirror or break the toaster, like, go ahead and go and do it, right? And if you're doing it in the privacy of your own home and you're not flying too far off the handle, it's good. Allow the releases to happen naturally and occur, so that once it's done, you can take that deep breath in and you can actually feel it being cleared. I would recommend a lot of yoga for you at this time, coming into your body and asking your body where it is, where have we been storing any anxiety and stress at this time, so we can do some breathing exercises to work on these particular areas and energies, okay? Because I do feel a big block that is existing for you guys. Sometimes it's tough to get the words out. Sometimes it's tough to actually get down into the nitty-gritty and do this cleaning up work. But the Hermit is saying you've got some space and time here now. Take some weeks here before the busyness of the holidays and family set in, so that you can get it done. And if you disappear off the face of the earth for a few weeks, don't worry too much about it. You can just send out some simple messages and let people know that you're taking some time, okay? And from the Taurus side, we've got a Three of Pentacles, and a very good energy, a very powerful energy to see here. We've got a 1-3 and a 5 of Earth card up here, which really reinforces the fact that the Taurus energy is recovering and it is moving forward, and it is doing so at the promotion of self-endeavor, at the promotion of the chasing of this great dream. And see, the attention part of it comes back to it. The attention this person is putting into this painting, and the attention to detail, not leaving it for too long for somebody to come in and, mess it all up or trip over everything else that's already been done. It's like, this idea or this project that you have on the go, again, allow it to be your talisman, allow it to be your shining light at this time, and recognize that the future does hold significant material and personal reward for you if you are able to stay on track. And Taurus is definitely supporting that. I feel that the Aries has the tendency to want to move it forward very quickly, but you guys can recognize and realize that, you know what, we can manage what needs to be taken care of, what needs to happen day in, day out very effectively. But we have to let that go, almost like whether it's the work bell, the work buzzer, or when we return to our sacred space, we have to do those exercises to let them all go, so that the mind isn't running amok, running around in circles, sort of thing, trying to like detract you, to trick you out of doing the inner work, and taking away from your personal time. It's like, we can be rushing forward, we can be moving forward, but it's like we have been given this day, each and every day, to promote the things that we want to do and our own personal growth in the daytime, okay? Or like in those hours that we're given. So free some time up if you have to, and go through these processes of like release. It's going to be huge. Like, again, from this Aries side, you guys are like cutting things out of the past. It is time for you to like throw away like whatever is old and trashy and rotten. It's just like, don't even think that it's like that there is value. You can't wash the stink off of that. It just absolutely has to be cut right out, in order so that this light at the end of the tunnel, this new light that's on the horizon, this new endeavor, can really promote itself within you and promote itself in front of you, right? And you can journey towards it without like big muddy rubber boots, being a metaphor, whatever is in the past. It's like more like light and airy type feeling, all right? Aries side is really burning things out of the mind, burning old construct and conditioned thinking out and away from you, so that your journey can be a little bit more lighthearted. We don't have to be this person here feeling any kind of remorse or transgressions that have occurred in the past. Recognize the truth for what it is when it's handed to you, and then it will be there for you. Okay. All right. Now, the Hermit, we've got the card of the letter of the written message that's coming in here. So some of you may be going into some deep, and he's got the books here in this card. So for whatever it is, you may be finding yourself doing some intense research, or maybe just reading a little bit of fiction, something that you can do to ease the mind. If you're not like a avid meditator, or you have a little bit of tough time quieting the mind, reading and writing is an excellent way for the mind to exercise those parts of it that don't allow like the bad sticky parts of the day to play themselves over and over again. And a good part of that way is to write some of the things down practically in your life, or to write something that is completely different, or read something that is completely different, that can allow your mind like a mini vacation. And so then it's almost like doing the breathing exercises or the meditation. The mind feels cleared. The mind feels well fed when we take the written word and process it through our frontal cortex. It makes it very easy for the subconscious then to release or to push aside anything that is holding it back at this time, all right? It's like you're doing like a little bit of dusting up there, so to speak, because it's heavy mental energy that's coming through here, and it is very like sort of practical and material based. It's like you're doing this to clean up the environment. You're doing this to create room and a light, like a light flight or a light journey for yourself. It doesn't need to necessarily be so heavy. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is being clarified here by this castle in the distance card. And what this signifies, or what this lets me know, is that many of you are feeling that let me just take a look at this. We might pull one more Lenormand here. I'm not a perfect reader, and it was like I had this vision of this castle card, and like there were doors that were about to open, but they were stopped. Something was holding them closed from the inside. So I'm not sure if like somebody is trying to get in or somebody is trying to get out. But there's a stuck door that exists here, and we've got a six. This is a Six of Spades here, so it's coming back to this Six of Swords and this mental construct. Have you guys been a little bit tired? Have you been burning the candle at both ends? And have you been like kind of unconsciously preventing yourself from moving forward or moving in or out of a situation. It comes back to that again. And with the Three of Pentacle cards being surrounded by, like, it could be like a workplace or something that you're doing in terms of like actual work, being something that is preventing you. I'm just not too sure at this time. We've got another structure here. We've got something going on with the home. So this is Taurus, this is cottage industry. So whether this is like, if you run your own business, perhaps you are like, maybe you run a garden, or you do something that is based in the home, you may find that the end of the year is providing a significant shift to whatever is going on for you in your cottage energy. Some of you will straight up, I feel, deciding to stop doing something and try something new in regards to a home-based business, and in regards to where you are putting your efforts and your attentions, right? Because it's signified back with this. There is a change that is coming through from that which you do for your financial self in like a home-based business. For a lot of you, I feel that that is what is going on. It seems more than just what is relationship-based. This is more about being able to manage your business, your endeavors, things of that nature. So it might be time. Some of you might find that it's whatever it is. It might be time to stop doing it from the home and actually renting out a commercial space and having the courage to go out and do so, because like it could be a little bit scary financially to go out and do that. But it's like, if you can liquidate or shift up some of the things that you're doing, you may find that it is actually it's going to be a little bit easier once you have like a plan of action and have it all written down. Okay, these were tough cards to see into, you guys, and I hope that resonated for many of you. Please let me know in the comments section. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.